Mi gente, we're back. We're in New Haven, Connecticut tonight at the Shubert. We got my drum instructor CZ with me today, Dan. We got a really good guest today. I wish we had like bar time, drinking time to talk to him, but we don't. But guess what? We hit it and run, but that's all right. We got Puente Jr. today at the Shubert right now with us in New Haven, Connecticut. Like I said, we're going to jump into this. Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Number Juan Tequila. If you ain't number one, you're number two. And who wants to be number two?
Not me.
Not nobody, you know what I mean? So with no further ado, when we edit this, we're going to put on some fire music for you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Tito, how you doing? Welcome, brother.
Feeling good, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for being here, brother. So much to talk about. Glad you're in Connecticut. We got your new CD here. We're going to talk about that. How's it going, Tito?
Feels great, man. We're backstage here at the Shubert Theater in downtown New Haven, Connecticut, celebrating the 100th centennial of Herrera Timbal Puente. And of course, I'm playing here tonight I'm sitting in with a band called Rico Monaco and Soul Sons, and these guys are fantastic. There's one lady in the group too, and they do mambo and rock music, so it's like a fusion of
we did some homework. It's hot.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a little bit different. So you're gonna hear the guitar, you're gonna hear the rock stuff. We do some AC/DC, and we do some Kansas and like Leonard Skinner, and then we'll go into salsa, Tito Puente music, mambo, oye como va. It's really different.
So Tito, before we start, right, we like to get a baseline on our people. We run a little quick hit and miss, right? There's no wrong answers, all right? But I'm going to ask you some stuff.
This is the unoffended part.
This is the unoffended part. So, right? So we're going to ask you a couple of things. You ready?
Okay.
So we're doing the lightning round real quick with Tito Puente Jr. Tito, muscle cars or exotic cars?
Woo! Oh, man.
Come on, man. Come on. You're middle-aged like we are.
Muscle cars.
Okay.
All right.
Yankees or Mets?
Yankees all the way.
All right.
Hands down.
Yeah,
baby.
Mob movies or Westerns?
Mob movies, bro.
Okay.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Forget about it. I'm from the Bronx. Go ahead and swallow it. All right. Clint or Bronson?
Woo! I'm old school, man. I'm going with Charles Bronson, but Clint was around too as well.
You know what we
Bronson.
do. All right. Santana or Jimi Hendrix?
Woo! Man, you're killing me.
We tried. We weren't going to give
I'm going to
you.
go with good old Jimmy, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got something that this was the stumper.
No, this is it.
All right, this is it. This is for all the marbles.
Don't say Tito Puente, Tito Rodriguez.
No. Female percussionist, Sheila E. or Cindy Blackman?
Oh! You're killing me.
Hold on.
I'm gonna. You there? Check 1 2 1 2. Do we lose sound? You cut me off right at the perfect time because I love them both.
That's hard.
Oh shit.
You need power, Baba?
I don't know what the fuck just happened. These motherfuckers ain't new.
Let me get you power. La sonido.
Oh shit, you know what? Plug this bitch in.
Yeah. Did we get audio? Did everybody hear us? We have to do the questions over?
Yeah, we're gonna have.
All right.
We're gonna have to. We're going live. These
Technical difficulties, folks. Please stand by. We're watching you right there.
This is real life.
No, it looks like I'm in jail and you guys are questioning me.
Oh, non-contact visit.
Yeah, man. This looks like a
Step away from the glass, Mr. Puente. Get away from the glass.
Looks like my lawyer said I'm a defendant. I didn't mean to do that in your honor last night. I didn't know she was underage. My God.
We good?
Yes.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Shit. Yeah.
That's weird.
Does this catch ghosts?
So we're back.
Shubert, we probably got a couple.
Exactly.
It's
We're
like a
back
flex
with Tito Puente
capacitor.
Jr. Okay. We're cooling again. We went live. So we went a quick lightning round. We said muscle cars versus exotics. He went Yankees all day. He went mob movies over Western. Forget about it. He went Charles Bronson. See, we went Santana and Jimi Hendrix. He went with Jimmy. But then I kind of sucker punched Tito Puente Jr., so I'm kind of bragging about it. We went female percussionist. We went Sheila E. and Cindy Blackman, and he stepped back and he's a little mad.
Yeah, little tricky question, but I got to go with my sister always, Sheila E. She's on my album. I love her. We grew up together. Sheila, queen of Latin percussion.
We love
queen of percussion. She could perform in 5-inch stilettos, double bass.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But I love Cindy. Respect to Cindy Blackman.
Of course. You know what's so crazy? We got a good Sheila. We got a good Sheila story.
Okay.
All right, we're former law enforcement. We're working together. He's the boss, right? So we sneak out of work at 12 o'clock to hop the train to come into the city to go to BB King. Shout out to Patrick. So Sheila's playing at BB King's.
Yes.
So we leave work at midday. We sneak out. We're supposed to be working till 4 o'clock. So we go to the train station. Hop on the train. We get here. We get to Manhattan. All the phones are blowing up.
There, Times Square.
The train in back of us fell off the track. And
No.
died.
Oh my God. Wow,
So people are calling him. People are calling me.
Oh, you guys are in law enforcement, so you got to go help.
No. So we were in front of that train. We were in the front.
Oh, you
we
were
were in the
that
train
train.
ahead. The train in back of us, the one that fell off. So that night, right, we get stuck in the city.
Of course, because you can't go
Because they
back.
shut down the train. This is before Uber.
Oh, man.
So
wow.
It was a minute ago. Yeah.
So so we're in the city, bro, on a Friday night.
Yeah.
No Uber. We're like, well, we'll chip in and get an Uber back to Connecticut. No, brother. So now one of the dudes was his wife's pregnant at the time. He's like, and she's like almost due. So we're like,
Still on the couch, right?
So so look, I had to call somebody to come and get us, bro. So of course we go to McSorley's. Man, we get all hammered. This chick comes and gets us. I'm all banged up. It was funny, but yeah, man.
All for Sheila.
All for Sheila.
All for Sheila E.
All for Sheila
Love
E.
It was
We
worth
had to
it.
see it.
Worth it.
So I see you got a little side hustle doing some hot sauce.
Yes, I do.
How long-
I do have
what
sponsor.
inspired
I
this?
ran out. I sold them all in San Francisco because I was there yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, I have a brand new hot sauce. They have 4 brand new flavors. And then I came up with the idea. I got to give props to my wife because she came up with the idea. She said, "Well, what's everybody doing during this lockdown, this pandemic? We're eating a lot and we're drinking a lot and we're listening to a lot of music." So the CD came out, The King and I, and she said, "Well, why don't you add something so that's like people, tangible?" And I said, "Well, we can make a T-shirt. Everybody's making T-shirts and hats and all this shit." I said, "Man, let's do something cool." She said, "Man, let's make some hot sauce. Do Tito Puente Jr. salsa. Makes sense." Oh, that's it. You put it on the CD, you throw it on capuria, you throw it on your tamales, you throw it on all your foods. And it's great. I got 4 different flavors: sweet green pepper, tamarindo, it's maple syrup and guava, and then I also have mango and maple syrup.
And you find that on your Shopify, right?
Tito Puente Jr. my Shopify.com, or follow me on my social media, and I'll send you a link.
There you go. Hook it up. Like I said, we'll be ordering some. No dizzle doubt.
Is it picante? Cuidado.
I don't mess with hot stuff. I break the stereotype for Latino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a hot sauce guy?
Oh, dude, I'm a punk like
It
that.
comes with Alka-Seltzer.
Very good. Man, it is so good to see you, man. So good to, I was telling him I tried catching up with you a couple months ago at the Iridium, and that's such a sexy little place.
I love that place.
Do you?
Oh man, it's so cool. And the greatest artists perform there. I mean, they have great artists on the walls. You see them there.
All
My
the
father
Les Paul
used to perform
shit.
there. Tito Puente put Les Paul.
Yeah, man. I'm telling him, I'm
Godfathers.
telling him I gotta
great
get.
place.
You know what I mean? I was watching a video.
Go down the stairs.
I was watching.
Good food.
I was watching
Yes.
a video that Billy Gibbons showed up in there. one
Billy
night
Gibbons showed up
and
there.
ripped the place in half.
Insane. Let me tell you, Billy Gibbons is a Tito Puente fan. My father. ZZ Top, man. That's what
Yes,
you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Big time, man. What a great
So,
artist.
so dude, before he says it, I'm gonna say it. Dude, you seem like you're really hip on the rock shit, man.
I'm a metalhead. Those of you who don't know, I'm a metalhead.
Well,
I love rock
all right,
music.
so grow.
I got my Metallica tickets. Okay, they're going on tour for 2 years.
Where you gonna go see him?
I'm gonna go see him in I think it's Orlando.
Yeah.
Or Tampa, one of those. So I live down in South Florida, but I love rock music, and that's why I'm doing this tonight.
When did the rock stuff start?
It came before the mambo. So when I was growing up,
Because when we were kids, we don't want to listen to Spanish music because your mother plays it every Saturday when she's cleaning the house.
no me gusta eso.
Right? We don't like it. I was telling him, I said, Saturday mornings, Fania was the record label.
Yes.
A Fania record came out, that means your mom's cleaning the house, get the fuck out of the way.
Con un fabuloso allá.
Yeah, and my mother's watching this right now. She's like, damn right. Mom starts moving furniture around. Mom, saludo de
Hi,
Tito.
mom. Hi, mom.
So mom starts moving furniture. You either in the way or getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So
All the way.
be scarce.
Yeah.
Get scarce, bitch.
Yeah.
So when you were young, were you playing a kit?
I played a drum set.
Yeah.
That's what I played. Drum kit, trap drums, they call them.
So
So I was playing double bass. I love Metallica, Slayer, Dave Lombardo.
Who's the
Lars Ulrich.
first cat that grabbed you as a kid?
I'm going to say Phil Collins, man. Phil Collins was amazing.
Yes.
I'm an 80s kid, so
Of
I
course,
was listening to
we
Phil
are.
Collins. He was a singer, left-handed drummer, and he played around the world. Genesis was one of my favorite bands. So I think Phil Collins really brought me in. But then I got into the heavy stuff.
I was Rush.
Neil Peart all the
You
way.
know what I mean?
Greatest drummer I ever lived.
I remember the
To
first
me-
time I bought moving windows tape and the Doors. And I
Oh,
just
man.
thought that was just like,
Man, I was on Fly By Night. I was on Rush 2112, moving pictures, exit stage left. Man, I went into the more synthesizer stuff. I love Rush. One of my favorite bands. Buddy Rich, you know,
And he's the
of course,
best
those
drummer.
other cats. He is the best drummer in my thinking
Yeah.
ever lived in my world because he was so technical, progressive drumming.
yes.
Even my father had respect for Neil.
Really?
Peart. Absolutely,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
And Neil had respect for Tito Puente.
Wow.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you jumped off the kit and you went onto the timbales, what was the biggest change from transforming from sitting behind the kit to standing up and playing?
It was the feeling, of course, the feeling. The 3-2, the 2-3 clave. Cha, 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 cha. You're different when you're doing rock, like do, do, ba, do, do, ba, do, do, ba, boom. So it was
Yes.
very 2-4 time-ish. But the 3-2 clave, I had to travel with my father in order to learn that rhythm. I didn't learn that in school. I was learning jazz, history of jazz, jazz appreciation,
Yep.
2-4 times. 6/8 rhythms are very complex with Afro-Cuban music, 2-3, 3-2 clave, salsa dancing. I learned all that when I traveled with Tito Puente, but before that, I was at the Metallica concert and going on Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, everything else.
Yes. Do you ever combine the two where you got the kit and then you got the
I
timbales?
tried
on
to
the
do
side?
that. I'm going to find a way to mix metal and mambo music, but tonight we're going to kind
This
of
is
do
your
that.
guy you need right here to collaborate with.
Good.
This
Okay.
guy,
No, yeah.
this guy's a freak
We're
show.
going to get Iron Maiden mambo.
That's legit. Who's doing it? People gonna eat that shit up.
We're gonna do.
That's what I'm gonna listen to on a boat.
We're gonna
Right?
we're gonna do Run to the Hills and Mambo.
I love that. Cha cha.
Yeah, exactly. You turn it around.
Nico McBrain, you know I'm calling you, brother.
You know, I'm so glad you're our first percussionist. Hopefully in August, trying to get our boy Will Calhoun
Oh, man.
from LC, our Bronx brother.
Absolutely amazing drummer.
Tell me,
Electric guy,
what
too.
is he not? Is he not like?
He is one of my favorites. Grew up in Manhattan, New York City guy. Man, just an incredible drummer. I'm such a fan of Living Color. Like Living Color is such that group that really transcended metal.
They call him the Black Led
R&B.
Zeppelin. They call him the
Yeah,
Black
the
Led
Black Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin, man. And
Yeah.
Will is just an incredible drummer. And I've seen Will play Latin music too. And that's
Yes.
what really makes him
He's
unique.
really big into the
Very good
Afro-Cuban
at
beats.
Afro-Cuban beats, man. He knows his shit, man. He's incredible. So shouts out to Will Calhoun, man.
Will
Love you,
Calhoun.
brother. He just won an award the other night.
Yes, when they put him in the Bronx
That's
Museum.
it, man. Bronx Museum.
Yeah, Bronx
Congratulations.
Museum.
BX Will Calhoun is in the house. Whole New Yorker now.
So,
So you the setup you're using tonight. What's the setup you're using? Like geeky. Let's get geeky gear kind of stuff. You know, the timbales. You know, who you repping right now?
your wife right now is going, oh, the band geek showed up. Every
Yeah.
time we start talking this stuff,
Yeah.
his wife, you know, we at my house and his, oh, the band nerd showed up. Who invited them?
Who is that?
You get
Yeah.
all geeky and nerdy about the gear.
I
you know?
use the standard LP. I endorsed the company for 35 plus
Yep.
years. Tito Puente, brand timbales. Those are my father's drums on stage that you see tonight.
Woo!
They are.
Yeah,
Nice.
I play those. And
Wow.
there's, you know, I love
There's a vibe with that, right?
Yeah,
Because they
they're
have their
really
own soul.
They have a space on them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cool. They just came out with a centennial
I
set
saw the
too.
centennial.
Very,
His
very
father
cool.
just hit the centennial. God bless him.
Yeah,
You know what I
100
mean?
years.
That's unbelievable.
Great
Yes.
timbal.
Like, quick question. When did it hit you? At what age? You're like, yo, my dad's
Yeah.
yeah. stuff. You know, it had to be freaky having guys like Ray Barretto call your house.
Come over the house,
And you're
yeah.
like, Dad, Ray's on the phone, and
Yeah.
Uncle Willie's on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, you know, the Palmieri, the Harlows.
Santana.
Yeah.
What's it like for Ray Barretto come over your house and he's eating pendita
Amazing.
at your house?
Very cool. Every one of those people were like my uncles. I was very close to Celia Cruz. She was like my madrina.
Oh.
She was like my godmother. Saw me when I was born. Knew Dad throughout his entire career, and knew me and my sister Audrey, my brother Ronnie throughout her career. And it was really, really cool. I figured out that Tito Puente was famous when I went to a Menudo concert. Dad got me tickets to go see Menudo at Madison Square Garden in 1983. I think it was. My sister was a fan. I was about 10 years old. We were sitting in the front row. Menudo. Ricky Martin wasn't even in the band. This was like Johnny, Ray,
Shubert,
the
Moto.
whole thing.
Ramon,
Man,
that's for you.
I wanted to be a Menudo. You know, and right there, I think it was Johnny wanted him con ustedes, and there was 18,000 screaming girls. Con ustedes, Tito Puentes in the audience, and the lights went on Dad, and everybody was just screaming, Tito, Tito, 18,000 screaming kids.
Oh my
And
God.
that was the end of the Menudo concert. It was all about Tito Puente, and that's when I figured out how famous he was.
Because like
That was it.
your
That was
dad,
the moment.
your
That's
dad,
cool.
and
That's
everybody who was around him, it was like It's like the fucking halls of justice for superheroes.
Yeah.
And your dad was a superhero in that
Yeah.
hall, and everybody around him was strictly varsity.
Yes.
So for you to just get to be around all them, not a JV cat in sight.
No.
Everybody varsity.
Titans, man.
And just like
Yeah,
you said, like
that's the
look who
word.
you're wearing right now.
All
it's
of them
funny.
have passed on.
You got-
but these are the greatest of all time.
I got to do security for Celia Cruz about a year before she passed.
With Pedro Knight.
So yeah, so I got a really nice picture with Celia Cruz.
Last one was Godfather,
So-
Mr. Pacheco,
Oh.
Johnny. God bless him.
So
Fania Cheo, Hector, and of course Pop. There were so many great Fania All-Stars. I just finished a movie with Richie Ray and Bobby Cruz called Los Reyes de la Salsa. That played Tito Puente.
I saw it.
So
Can't
the
wait.
trailer comes out on streaming platforms in June. So you guys can see it all over the world. Right now it's in Puerto Rico in the theaters over there. But check out the trailer and I got to be
Dropping
part
in
of the
June
movie.
on all the streaming.
Yeah, dabbling in the acting things a little bit. So.
Yeah, getting that SAG card.
It's funny. I got my Celia story, so I get a nice picture with Celia. My grandmother is ecstatic, so I give her a picture. She blows it up, puts it up in her house. Cool, She got it up there. That's her. Oh my God, Well, she passes away, and I go to visit. Now, after she passes away, my cousin takes over the house, a female, and so I go there. And there's the picture of me, and now the house is all redecorated. So I tell her, I go, take that shit down. It's about time. We're all scared, superstitious Latinos.
Yeah.
If we take it down,
Tan bruja.
exactly. So she goes, the only one that can take it down is you. She goes, if you take it down, it's okay. But if we take it down, Grandma might take exception to that. And her husband's like, I don't want no creaks in the middle of the night.
None of that. Oh my God.
So
That was the soul, man. She was an amazing woman. And the whole Fania All-Stars, it was just incredible being around that and seeing all those entertainers. They would come over the house, and Rafi Mercado really, formed that whole alliance of the new artists of, Miles Peña and of course Mark Anthony, La India, all that, and then connected the generations of Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, and the new school artists. Ray Sepúlveda, Johnny Ray, all those guys.
So do you even get starstruck anymore because of the way you grew up? Like, this is normal to
I
you.
think I will if I go to a Metallica concert. Or Iron Maiden. I get starstruck with that.
Anybody,
The Latin guys I'm not starstruck anymore.
It's like family. It's all family.
Yeah, I know Mark Anthony, India, hey, what's up, guys,
Yeah.
But I think, seeing those rock stars that I grew up with are really amazing to see.
Yeah, it's just a different lane. Yeah.
Different lane, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tonight we're going to do that, so I can't wait. I love bringing that rock stuff. You're going to feel it.
Yes.
And like, do you like doing collaborations? Do you have a favorite type of genre or artist that you like to collaborate
I
with?
would love to
more?
collaborate with Carlos Santana one day.
Yes.
Um,
that has to happen.
But yeah, and of course I got Sheila on my album, so I did
We
collaborate.
saw
with
Sheila's
her.
on the album.
She's so fantastic, she's such a sweetheart, and just really her father, Pete Escobedo, her brother Juan, and just the whole family, the whole Escobedo family is just incredible.
It was cool. We saw her backstage at BB. She was just a mom.
Yeah.
With the kids and just
Great person,
Just
personality.
as real as they get,
Yeah, man.
And it's
Small little lady, awesome chops, amazing.
yes, insane fire,
fire.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely.
My funny story with Sheila at BB's is I'm standing side stage. So I'm just standing there. And then she's singing and she stops. And I'm standing there and the manager puts a mic in my hand and goes like this.
Wow.
So she walks out into the middle of the
Uh-huh.
crowd. So then my buddy Patrick, who runs security, Patrick comes out. He goes, where's she at? He goes, I thought I was going to go out. He goes, I gave it to your other security guy. And my boy Pat goes, he don't work here. That's my boy.
Wow.
He goes, well, he looked like a big dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he belonged.
That's awesome.
So I ended up in the center of BB King's. Sheila was singing a song. I think she did like the Bell of St. Mark or something. And cool as hell.
She's such a great sweetheart. So nice to work with her and work with all those great artists on the album.
And with your band, when's that tour kicking off and where are you?
My orchestra is on tour now. The Centennial Tour already started. We're really going to kick it off on May 20th.
Gotta come
May
to Hartford,
20th.
baby. Gotta
That's
come to
gonna-
Hartford.
It's going to
Somebody
be
gotta bring
in the
it out.
Bronx.
Kicking off in the Bronx.
At the
well,
11
it's-
Center, right?
Yeah, the Centennial Tour starts off in the Bronx, New York on May 20th with Ender Dueño, Nicky Madero,
Heavy hitters, man. Heavy hitters.
Man, Odete Vilato, Frankie Figueroa, Frankie Morales, John Dandy Rodriguez, Jose Madera. These are orchestra members that were in my dad's band.
Yeah.
So that's where the concert kicks off, and then we're going to take that around the world to South America, Colombia, Peru, Chile.
Are there any venues that have preference in your head? You like, it's got to hit here, it's got to hit here, it's
I
got to
do
hit
all the
here.
markets, man. I'm
Yeah.
going to Idaho and Utah this summer.
Exactly.
There are Latinos there, and then people that love Tito Puente music. So very
Oh.
excited. But follow me on my social media, guys, at Tito Puente Jr., Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all things Tito Puente. I got all the tour dates up there.
Great.
You're going to Idaho. Damn.
Go get some potatoes and papa, boy.
That's the
Go
great
salsa,
shit.
bring some hot sauce.
Exactly,
Nice,
man.
nice.
It's so funny, man, how salsa music, like, goes to every, like, when you get online and you see salsa classes in fucking Russia, you're like,
Yeah, amazing.
you're like in Asia, you're like, yo, these cats,
They know
then when-
language.
and when you see
Yeah,
these cats
yeah.
dancing, you're like,
Yeah.
yo, these cats is dedicated. These
Right.
brothers, it's just crazy how salsa music has just transcended barriers.
Yeah.
And you got cats in every country dancing Latin
All over
music.
the
And you're
world.
just
And we
like,
appreciate you carrying it on
Thank you.
at a high
Oh.
level,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Do my best, keep dad's name
Wow.
alive. Always,
Oh, we gotta
always
get a
keep
picture of
close
that.
to me,
For
man. Keep
for
close
real.
to me.
oh my God.
that's a great portrait.
Cool. Yeah, I got it on a show called New York Inc.
Oh.
with Ami James and those guys. Guy named
Yeah.
Javi Montoya did it, so you can see it on YouTube, man. Really
Oh,
cool.
no kidding.
Yeah, I was sitting there crying. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's a moment.
Yeah, it was great. I got her after he passed away. But I always keep the spirit right here, man. You guys feel it, man.
No, man.
Yes.
It's so cool that, I love how you love all, what I mean? You're not one lane and you love in the
All types
rock
of music,
stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
still
what
got
it's
my
about.
iPod, man. You got to hear it. I got Sepultura, death metal. I got jazz, rock, hip hop, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I got everything.
And does it come through sometimes in what you're playing? And
You'll hear it when I
when
speak,
you-
like in between songs.
Yeah.
And then kind of when I'm playing, I add a little rock thing to it. But
Yeah,
it
because it
pops out
fits
here
in
and there.
this, especially it fits in what you're doing.
It pops out here and there.
Yeah. Oh, we're excited. Do you have a ritual that you do? Because we know you're going on pretty soon.
No, the ritual I got is kind of, I know that the fans are excited. There's a band they started. I'm excited. I'm just excited to be around them. Oh, the fans are great. Oh, turn the volume button back there.
I'll kill it.
Oh, they're doing some rumba out there.
Yeah.
There's a party going on.
Bump it.
We're going up there shortly.
I'm excited. Okay, I gotta go soon.
Okay.
Well, we can take a pause and I'll come back out.
Oh, yeah.
You can do whatever.
Ready? Want
Okay, we killed him.
to land the plane?
Yeah.
We'll land the plane. Let the man get.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
right.
go.
guys.
All right, we
Gotta
gotta
get
go
nice.
let him. We gotta go.
But I want you guys to bring the cameras upstairs and film.
Yep.
Don't go nowhere, folks. If you guys
Yeah,
are watching.
we're gonna come back. We're gonna let Tito get his cool kid on, as we would say.
Yeah.
Y siga la rumba. Stick with us. We're gonna be back.
Tito Puente Jr. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna change my underwear. Right? Okay, guys.